Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon at the Groot exhibit Hydrogen Fuel Cell and Batteries here at Hannover Fair 2015. We go ahead with the next point. It's the MAHYTEC solution for hydrogen storage, presented from Christohe Avril, General Manager of MAHYTEC. Please give me a short applause for Christohe. Hi.
Hi.
Jesus, you've been here the whole fair through.
I just arrived yesterday, to be honest.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
You're not exhausted then that much?
Not that much, maybe tomorrow.
Okay. So you have a kind of experience made on the fair, on the orange carpet and on the blue carpet. How is the feeling for you being here?
Oh, the feeling is very good. It's 4 years in a row we are coming here. And I think it's a very good thing to be part of it, because it's a good place to meet partners and to show years after years how we progress in the development of our products, and to find always new contacts and new partners for activity.
Very fine. So you're on the right place, so to say.
That's what we think.
What is your company about? So you brought us some material I see here, and why is it here?
Yeah, so we are working in the field of hydrogen storage, and we have 2 different technologies.
Yeah.
Pressure tanks. So it's mainly Type 4 tanks. It's a polymer recliner reinforced by carbon or glass fibers for operating pressure ranging from low to medium pressure, let's say several dozen of bars. And we also have a different technology, a second one, which is a metal hydride tank. It's quite different. And this particularity, because so far I think we are the only company in Europe to master both technology, it allows us to propose solutions for many applications and to meet requirements of very different applications. It can be stationary application, it can be small mobility application.
Now, that sounds for me like you're very experienced in this region. So you have a scientific background, isn't it?
Yes, I have. Actually, the whole company has a scientific background. It was founded by people coming from the academic world who used to work on optimization of materials, especially mechanics of composite materials. And it turns out that when you like to make the most of the materials to meet some very difficult challenges, yeah, it turns out that the field of hydrogen storage is a perfect field, really.
So you did found your company in this or did how do you say you had an idea, you had a clear idea?
Actually, I was not the founder of the company, but my PhD director was.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
And he founded MAHYTEC.
Yes, there were several people, and they used to work with composite materials, and they came through this scope to work on pressure vessels, and then the idea came to develop something for hydrogen storage, which looked like a very interesting emerging market.
So you're experienced by science, and you're now the general manager of it.
Yes, I am.
And you're growing into this field step by step. And what is the state of the art right now for you?
Right now, yeah, we are a small company. We are 20 people right now, so we are growing. Of course, being a general manager of such a PME is not the same than being general manager of a huge, big company. So I'm still involved in scientific and technical things, what is not bad for me, something I like. But of course, the more the company will grow, the more management I will be involved in, and that's it. But no, yeah, we are 20 people. We always have a growing staff. It's a very good sign. Our staff is shared between R&D department and manufacturing department. And we keep reinforcing both aspects because we want to keep going further in innovation, but also being able to convert this idea, this innovation, into a real product. And that's why we like to be able to develop it from A to Z, including manufacturing.
Okay, so you got different kind of workers at your company.
Yes.
They have to follow a kind of philosophy then, because so many different people in one company has to follow a common idea. Do you have a common idea for them?
Let's say, yeah, we have a philosophy in our development, is to propose high quality, safe, innovative and certified product. That's something we are very proud of. And I have to mention that MAHYTEC developed with years its own testing equipment so that we are able to take into account at the earliest stage of development all the technical and safety requirements which are imposed by regulation and international standards. So when we develop a product, at every stage, we check by means of various mechanical testing and physical testing if we are on the good way. And at the end of the development stage, we know that we are good and that we'll be able to comply with international standards and to propose to our customers a safe product. So when I talk about mechanical testing, it's a huge experimental campaign you have to carry out. It's cyclic testing, burst testing, fire testing, drop test, and so on and so on.
Yeah, but it sounds very scientific and very theoretical. You sure have projects where you can test it in
yes, of course.
real circumstances.
We are an industry, we are a company. So what we want to do is not only to develop theoretical things, but to build them and to sell them, of course. And that's why we are here every year to find a new contact and new customers. Last year I presented a very interesting product called iCube. It was used and it was developed initially for a railway application in the Swiss trains to supply energy to the minibar which rolls in the train that brings hot beverages and warm and cold beverages to the passengers of the train. It's still working every day, tirelessly. And yeah, if you agree, I could talk this year about more precisely about two different products.
Yeah, please.
Yes, there are products which are implemented in two very different projects, but very interesting ones. The first one is a big Type 4 tanks used with a pressure of 30 bars. It's a big volume, 850 liters. What means we can store at this level of pressure around 30 cubic meters of hydrogen. And it will be used, we will use two of these products to supply energy to a very isolated refuge in the French Alps.
The French Alps?
Yes.
So it's high up into the mountains?
Yes, it's 2,600 meters of altitude.
Yeah.
The project started with...
The regular temperature there is about...
it goes from very low in winter,
but doesn't go very high in summer.
And doesn't go so high. Yes.
Yeah.
But the highest point is not the problem. the minimum point is problematic for this application. And this project started with an invitation to tender from the National Park of La Vanoise in the French Alps because they had problem to supply energy.
Why a national park?
Because it was some kind of public market, and they have to provide energy to the hikers and to the guardian who are working there every year. And they had problem to have enough energy for the full opening period, which is only 4 months, from June to October. They used a system made out of solar panels and batteries, and this was not enough, especially at the end of the opening season. And
yeah, right. The energy can't be enough from this kind of system. And you delivered a kind of system that is built up in which way that you can stop the gap? No, you just replace the complete.
No, we didn't destroy everything. We optimized it. It was it was the idea, and we built a totally new room dedicated to hydrogen. Because the idea is to stop using diesel generator, which is polluting and noisy, to fill the lack of energy. But to produce
national park.
Yes, exactly. But to produce energy and to produce hydrogen, let's say, even when the refuge is closed. So in winter and fall, mainly, there is still sun some days, and so we can use electricity, which is supplied by the solar panels. To produce hydrogen, which is stored in our tanks. So altogether, it's 60 cubic meters which can be stored. And in the opening season, if there is a lack of energy, then we have a fuel cell which starts, and we can supply energy to the batteries. And so we hopefully next June, hikers and guardian will be able to have energy.
Is this one of your partners there?
Yeah, it's a collaborative project, very important to say. So we are 4 French SMEs We have the SMEs called Just Hydrogen, which was in charge of the design and building of the room dedicated to hydrogen production and storage. They also perform very advanced thermal simulation because there is a fuel cell in the room, and so in winter we have to take care that the temperature doesn't go too low. It's very important. And they also supply solar panels for the heat emergency system. And they built everything. We have another partner which is called Vector Energy, and they were in charge of making the transition between the former system and the new one, because as I said, we didn't destroy everything, but we make it compatible together.
And there were also two further going partner there?
Yes,
yeah.
so MAHYTEC, of course.
Yeah.
And the third one is called Powidion. It's a French SME. They have a very important role in this project because they supply both the fuel cells, the electrolyzer, and also the central controller that will make the communication and interfacing between all the components. And they will develop dedicated algorithm which is based on the predictability and self-learning methods to be able to manage the different sources of energy in the smartest way for efficiency, for autonomy, and so on. And yeah, they will make it also possible to have a remote control of the system, even in Paris, anywhere, to have an eye of what happened there. Yeah.
So it sounds, you used to have partner.
Yes,
depends on the project, different partners. Oh, you said you made two projects.
Yes, a bit more, but today, as we don't have many time, I'd like to focus on this. Another project uses tank.
Yeah.
It's a totally different project that proves that hydrogen has a lot of potential applications. We are located in Dole, in Jura, and there is the biggest production site of one of the leaders of chemistry industry, Solvay, which works on depolluting some groundwaters. Then with decades, of course, we know that chemistry sometimes it can create pollution. And so we were asked to test and to help implementing a method of depollution. We are working with a company called Sarl, which works on depollution on this topic, to inject directly in the groundwaters. It's an in situ method. So to inject hydrogen in the polluted groundwaters to, let's say, catalyst and trigger a biological reaction. That will lead to deterioration of chlorinated solvents, which are the main solvents which are present in the water.
That means with this kind of method you can do a cleaning step for the water?
Yes.
Okay.
We clean the water with clean energy, so it's very interesting. Of course, this project was very different. It's interesting to make a parallel between the French Alp project, where it stands with we talk about 2,600 meters, and here we talk about 15 meters deep in the earth, in the ground. So it proves we can make very versatile products. And for this both projects, the technical challenges were very different. Here we had to deal with a problem of capacity because it happens in forest. It can happen anywhere, so we have to propose very compact solution, robust solution, and autonomous solution. And that's why we focus on this product from MAHYTEC. It's a cylindrical metal hydride tank, and there will be 3 of them disposed in a very cylindrical way in some kind of well that will be dig inside the ground, and we will be able to release 6 cubic meters in the groundwaters. And the first estimation, we think we will be able to have an autonomy of 3 months, which is very good. And hopefully it will help cleaning the waters. So we can't wait for the results.
Did you use some partnerships to get this project done?
Yeah, so of course the main coordinator it's a Solvay, and working with the Sarl and many different companies, because project involves different methods to be tested and validated, and here again it's a collaborative project. Yes.
Well, here again it's a fine sentence. Yes. So you used to collaborate with partners together, and you've been here at the fair now since yesterday and the day before. You came directly from France?
Yes, I did. And it's always very good to be here when we talk about partnership. When we came here the previous years, we found a very interesting partnership. So in the beginning, it was more because people were looking for a company able to meet very specific requirements. And it's interesting to see that after years, as we are able to propose more and more mature products, as the company MAHYTEC grows, it's very interesting to see that we are now able to interest different kind of partners and future customers. Now we are interesting, for example, manufacturers of electrolyzer, of a refueling station, integrators. That was maybe not the case some years ago. So it's good to be here to find contact, and also it's a mean to evaluate the progress of the company year after years, and also the emergence of the hydrogen energy market.
So it seems you give a clear picture of you and your company to search for partner too. On the one hand, and on the other hand, you have a special solution which is clear what kind of broad range in action it can bring.
Yes.
So for me, it's just one question: where is your booth?
Oh, it's D74.
D74, just
Yes.
around this corner, is
Yes,
it?
not so far from here, in the neighborhood. So everybody is welcome to see our products. We are not showing everything, but there's still the High Cube, which was a big success. I talk about it, and which find a new market day after day. So it's very interesting. So everybody is welcome to see what we can offer.
If someone is interested to have some questions there, he's just around the corner. Mr. Avril, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
D74, just around the corner. As next, Power to Gas, Supply Concepts for Green Hydrogen by Professor Dr. Krause from DBI Gas und Umwelttechnik GmbH.